we're gonna break down the brutal experience of average men on dating apps and why only 5% of men are hoarding all of the results.
And we're gonna go over how physique is the missing ingredient and how you can use it to leverage your results on dating apps. Because even if you do have a good physique, most guys get it completely wrong and it has no tactical advantage. So we're gonna get into exactly how to use that to your advantage and why you're not getting any results.
And I think this is the big thing that both red pillars and black pillars online get completely wrong. They massively downplay the importance of how good a physique can work in dating. Because the thing is, they're referring to the physique in general, but they're not referring to specifically leveraging a high appeal physique for things like dating apps.
If you've watched our videos before, you know we are a physique channel. We're a fitness channel. And the reason we like talking about the real world results from building a physique so much is because we've done it. We have literally done it, and we've helped guys do the exact same thing. We went from having zero appeal, getting zero results, and it wasn't until we built a appealing physique that we were pretty much put on free roam. And I know you guys can do this too.
So this is the experience on Tinder for the average man. And this is the experience that most people can relate to and is sort of what is the general consensus on dating apps. And it's probably why most people think they're rubbish. The full guide is in the school community. It's less than Netflix. So we have to give credit to Wee Waffles for performing this experiment and getting all this data, but it's really interesting. There was an account set up with this guy. He's pretty decent looking. He's in a big city, 22 years old. He has Tinder Gold and he's 6'3", so he's pretty tall. And as you can see, just for reference, there's no photos here that he has built any sort of aesthetic or appealing physique. And you would assume this guy would get pretty decent results, right? Here are the results. He got 290 matches, he got 99 messages, 87 of which he had to lead, 12 of which she had to lead. Out of that, there were 11 phone numbers, 8 of them gave up on texting or just declined the offer and just wasted his time. 3 of them actually ended up in dates and nothing materialized from those dates. So that really shows why dating apps don't work for most guys, because it's a numbers game. And even if the numbers are really high at the start of the funnel, they fizzle out or they just waste your time or show little to no interest. And that's why guys get frustrated, because they think it's down to the dating apps and the dating app is the problem, that they're not seeing any results because it's not efficient and they just wasted a bunch of time. But they wouldn't believe the results that some guys actually get on there. And when you build a high appeal physique and show it off in the right way and it matches the face card and the archetype and the aesthetic and everything is put together really nicely, dating apps are actually the most efficient way to date.
Another metric they weren't tracking in this was actually the attractiveness of the females. So, most of these chicks could have been, not the best. So we're not even tracking that metric as well. And he still ends up with 0 results. And we can instantly see why. He's really only a few tweaks away. That's the thing. You only really have to reach a threshold and you're only really a few minor tweaks away. Like I can already see from this, there is 0 appeal. There is literally no appeal to these photos at all. And you might not be able to see it, but I can see it straight away. There is literally nothing that stands out about this guy.
So this is the reason as to why that guy just didn't see many results at all, despite him being pretty decent looking. Like he wasn't bad. There was no major flaws. Well, it's because when the statistics were done, females only swiped on 5% of the guys. So that guy could have been the top 15%. And it won't matter because she only swipes on the top 5% of guys. Men swipe on about 50% of the accounts that come across their page. This is why you need to ascend to the top 5%, but ideally, you want to go to the top 1% because the top 5% are getting a chance, but the top 1% are getting the good results.
And when they release these statistics, it looks very demotivating and a lot of people get demotivated like, well, how do I stand a chance? How could I ever be the top 5%? And that does look difficult and it looks tricky on paper, but the thing is, 95% of guys suck. They're not even trying. Getting in the top 1% or even 5% is fucking easy. And it actually takes less work than you think. Seriously. It takes you to make a decision right now to improve your life, build a physique. You're only like a year or 2 away from it. This is actually how good you could have it. And some guys wouldn't believe some of the shit these girls say. So this is actually Shaymax. He's like a small creator on Instagram. We're kind of niche neighbors. We make similar content. And these are just some of the results he has experienced. He's taken high appeal photos. He's built his physique. And the reality is women will message first. Women will lust over you, and a lot of guys never experience this, so they don't believe that it happens, but they will pretty much always message first. It might be hard to read here, but you are one handsome man. Okay, I'm so in love. This one was a like, and then, hi Seamus, with love, I am way too hot to be expected to start the conversation. Just you're stunning, and then straight up choke me out. Women will literally just not know how to act. Like, it's so funny because when they say things like, oh, choke me out, or they even say more
vile things to people like straight away. These are the same chicks that will make rules for guys or set boundaries or say, I won't do this for you, or I don't have pet names, or whatever the fuck they say. Just believe that for another guy, they are saying shit like this.
That's the brutal reality, right? Women will set boundaries with you and only you. And it's important to know that you have to become the other guy, right? That's the only thing you can do about it. You're not going to change the psychology of women. You're just not. No one here could possibly do that. So the only thing you have to be in charge of is being this guy, being the guy on the other end of it who's leveraging that.
Like here, this is just raw, like attraction. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages. She even gets offended, like messages the next day and says, oh, well, you're boring. I had high hopes for you. The reality is the average guy isn't seeing results like that. Oh, these are actually screenshots from my Tinder. Hottest ranger ever. And I just put this in there because it shows that like even having a high appeal physique, because there was a photo of my physique in my Tinder profile, it can make up for flaws. So if you don't know what a ranger is in Australia, that's slang for having ginger hair. You know, it's not the most sought after thing in the world. So it can even make up for flaws that you don't have. I think this was another message I got, you're too good looking, something must be wrong. And it is funny, there's something to say about that. Like sometimes actually, if you are too like intimidating looking or too attractive, I'm not saying I am, I'm definitely not. But for some guys, some chicks might not be willing to try step out of their league and shoot a shot just in case their ego gets hurt and the guy rejects them. They cannot stand that.
And this doesn't apply just for Tinder or Hinge either. This can also apply for Instagram. Instagram's basically a dating app these days. You can see these are some of the messages that I've got. They're pretty ridiculous. You're yum daddy, oh, you look so good. Once again, this chick just doesn't know how to act. Oops, fails like 4 times. I was clicking up a message to respond, and I deleted it and swiped up and reacted with an emoji, and then daddy with the kneeling down thing. Daddy again. I don't know what the whole daddy thing is. Let me know if you boys fuck with daddy or not. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. But this is the kind of raw attraction that a physique builds, okay? Like, and it just goes on. For the girl you had to wait 5 months for, even the girl you might be married to, and as brutal as it is, you had to wait 5 months, or you had to wait till there was a title for you to actually get in the door and, you know, be intimate with this girl. But these guys could do it in 5 messages, 2 messages, okay? This is a couple of messages in and already showing me what that tongue does. Why don't you come and find out? Bang, done, sorted. Hottie, are you real? I sure am. Are you? I sure am. What's your Instagram? Oh, it's private girl. Like I said, if you've already got them attracted, there is literally 0 friction. There is none.
They're writing paragraphs. I just couldn't swipe left on you. You're too far, even though I'm not in Florida right now. Like whole paragraphs. This was just also another screenshot from, I think this was Austin Dunham's video. Hi love, good morning. Just couldn't swipe left on you. Damn, you are so hot.
And you'll notice there's an abundance of women, and that's because they're all going to the same guys. The same guy is getting all the results. That's why there's like a threshold. You either get like no results or you get a fuck ton of results on Tinder. And I noticed this when I built my physique because I was on Tinder, I was on these dating apps and I was trying to get play as a young guy out in the scene, and I was getting really demotivated, and it was bad for my confidence, it was bad for my ego, and it made me just not want to be involved with the game. And that's why most guys eventually just check out, because it's too hard. There's so much friction, it's not even worth it at that point. But when you build a physique and leverage that physique like I'm talking about, you become so abundant that it's life on easy mode. And it seriously is life on easy mode because you've got so many messages, you're forgetting names at this point. You can't even keep up. You don't have time for them all, and I'm being serious. And you might already be writing a comment right now, okay, but you know, you guys are decent looking, or it's your face, it's your height, it's this, it's that. I've been the same height my whole life, okay? I've had the same face my whole life. And it wasn't until I built a physique that I noticed so much results. I've noticed this with everyone. And there's real reasons for this, real biological reasons as to why this breeds such raw attraction from females.
The first one is just raw biology. It's hardwired. Signals high testosterone, health, fertility, and strength. You will just come across generally more masculine. It's just an evolutionary marker of protection and dominance, right? Building a physique is the simplest way to display more masculinity, and that is something that is lacking nowadays. So it stands out like a sore thumb, and it's super easy to stand out. Like that statistic you saw before, the top 5%, that could have been demotivating, but even just becoming 5%, 10% more masculine and building a nice physique just puts you straight into that 5%. And then psychologically, you know, there are assumptions to be made about you when you build a good physique. It implies that you have emotional control, ambition, and the ability to provide or lead, because people aren't dumb. People know it takes discipline, they know it takes willpower, and then they know it takes like emotional control over, for example, food choices to build that physique. So that instantly makes you stand out as someone that is probably more mature in terms of emotional intelligence.
And this applies just in social psychology as well. Like people find it very hard to trust someone that's severely out of shape, because guys that are out of shape and they don't have discipline and they haven't put the work into themselves, it also means that they don't love themselves. They don't respect themselves enough to take care of their body and what they put into it and just be disciplined in general. So if they don't care about themselves, they don't really care about other people either, and they can't.
And in terms of their fantasies and archetypes, I feel like I'm mentioning this in every video, they're very visual creatures. They have fantasies. That's why they prefer to read books over watch more visual things, if you know what I'm saying. And it taps into deep-rooted female fantasies, and like they're looking for the protector, like the rebel, the powerful lover, whatever. It sounds corny, it sounds cringe, whatever, but that's just how it is. I'm just letting you know.
And if you don't believe us, just go through her bookshelf, look at some of the books she's reading. Your girlfriend, or a girl maybe even your wife that you think is so holy and that's so wholesome, so innocent, really get to know her and ask her about her fantasies. Just say, hey, like, do you have any like fantasies, just out of curiosity, like with a full open mind, do you have any fantasies? What are some things you would want to try out? And just let her go crazy, let her just fully tell you everything that she wants, and she will tell you.
Or just don't, for your mental health. And then even if you do get in shape, this is actually the problem. And this is where I went wrong as well, obviously at the very start. Guys will get into shape and then they won't know how to show it off in a way for the female gaze. So the female gaze is essentially just optimizing for what females like to look at, right? The male gaze is things like cars and guns and machinery. The female gaze is not this. So guys will take like photos in like gym bathrooms with literal toilets in the background. They'll be flexing their muscles, wearing stringers, flexing their guts out. This almost does more harm than good for your profile. And I know this from experience. I actually just took out all photos of my physique from my profile and I saw better results until I updated it with more high appeal photos.
Yeah, you have to understand, she's making assumptions with every photo. She's painting a picture of you and your character, okay? And when she looks at this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy, she instantly just goes, this is like some roid head gym guy who just like, where are his friends in the photos? Where's like any sign of a personality apart from like a full-on gym bro?
And where's the lifestyle? She wants to be a part of your life. She wants to join your lifestyle. She's assuming that, oh, well, when I'm with this guy, what, am I just going to be sitting in one of the urinals or something? Like, there's no lifestyle that she wants to be a part of in these photos.
And you'll see I have had physique photos that do work, but it's in combination with other photos, okay? So these are some examples of some photos that worked really well from us. Once again, you can call us fucking gay or whatever for posing. I don't really fucking care, to be honest. And these aren't even really that good. We've put fuck all effort into these photos. We're not really guys that go out there and chase women, and we're more so business orientated, but we're using these photos to leverage it so we don't have to put so much effort into chasing after women. It's the point. So you can see it's just me at a beach. This isn't the best one, but it still worked really well. I think mainly just because of the tattoos, and it's just got high appeal. It's got a high appeal look to it. It's me in a dress shirt. You can see it hugs my physique, and then just Will at the beach. And we're not that big, okay? And it's not about the size. You guys have to realize this. It's got nothing to do with the size. So every time you're just in the gym surrounded by these massive guys, you're like, oh, I have to like up my dose. I have to like get bigger. I have to squat more. I have to lift more. That's all really good stuff, okay? That's all amazing stuff, but it's not gonna help you get a girl. It's about building the AAA physique, the physique we talk about in every video, okay? The aesthetic physique.
And like we said before, this is just massively over summarized. The full guide is in the school community. It's left to Netflix.
If there's any questions you've got already, like, oh, but hang on, that's not really making much sense, I can always guarantee you it's answered within this community.
And if you actually have a personal question, you can just send us a DM on there, because we don't really reply to YouTube comments. There's just literally too many of them. So you can go in there and you can actually just chat with us.
Okay, so here's a quick reason as to why me and Will's photos worked and why the guys up there that were shown before were getting such insane results compared to the guys that get no results, even though there's such a fine line here.
On dating apps specifically, I'm not saying out in like bars, outside, cold approaching, or specifically for dating apps and even Instagram as well, actually. It's all about appeal. It's about appeal, it's about lifestyle, it's about the aesthetics of the photo. You need to look like you're on a Pinterest board. And it's funny because these are all from Pinterest, because most likely they've been saved by a fuck ton of women and pushed up on the algorithm, and they've ended up on our Miro board.
So we won't spend too much time looking at shirtless dudes and analyzing their physiques. You can see the general look and just take some inspiration. You can see they're all just like doing something. They're at a beach, or like this guy's cooking some food. This guy's in like a beach shower. This guy's climbing a boat. This guy's in the kitchen. This is Marlon, everyone knows Marlon. This dude's chopping wood.
Yeah, see, what they're doing is actually very smart, but it's also very, essentially what these photos are displaying is how the woman's life could look if they were there with them. That's essentially all the photos are displaying, and these guys know that. And also it's showing more capability. It's not showing necessarily that you've spent decades in the gym, because they couldn't give a fuck how long you spent in the gym. They'd rather you be born with it, but they're showing that that physique is capable, and they're capable of working hard and just generally enjoying life.
Like, these guys look fun to be around. There's a reason these guys would meet up with them. And women also think all the time about what it would be like to be seen with this guy. Okay, that's their biggest fear, is being seen with a bum, or being seen with some weirdo or some guy that no one knows and that's sort of mysterious. They do not want to be seen with a guy that isn't like popular, friendly, cool looking, that doesn't have the max appeal, because they know people are judging them, their girlfriends, their parents, everyone, okay?
And also, I just don't want to hear the comments about you guys saying, oh yeah, well, my girlfriend, you know, she goes out and holds hands with me and I don't look anything like these guys. Outliers never break the rule, All right, and not to mention, okay, you have a girlfriend, but we're not thinking in binary here. We're thinking, like, well, how are you being treated in that relationship? How much does she lust for you? How much does she initiate, for instance, intimacy with you? Because these are all massive things as well. And a lot of guys just love to look at the one outlier or the one unicorn example and say, oh, well, see, look, this guy got results and he's not anything like this. Yeah, well, okay, that's 1% of the pool of guys that are getting results.
And you can see as well, these guys all are very lean. They have the AAA physique, but none of them are like bodybuilder big, all right? None of them are jacked. It would almost take away from their appeal just being unusually jacked. It almost looks like they got their physique from like climbing a Himalayan mountain or something, or just doing whatever they're doing. It looks like they were just kind of born like that.
And it's actually funny because it's so easy to, they've almost got the identical physique, all of them. It's pretty much just like a maxed out natural physique with decent proportions. Like it's almost like the physiques have been copy and pasted onto each other. So it's super simple. If you just look at these photos, copy what they've done and see results. That's all it is. Look at the photos, copy it, and see results.
So let's say you watch this video, right, and you start to build that physique, all right? You start to build some appeal and you start to build up like a catalog of photos that you can use for dating apps. Now, what will that look like when you get some results? You'll get king treatment, okay? You'll be treated like you could never imagine. And you're actually gonna get imposter syndrome thinking, why is she treating me like this? Like, what is the catch? Why is she bringing me coffee? Why is she bringing me food? Why is she baking stuff for me? This is the kind of treatment they will give you if they truly desire you. You will have abundance. Like I said before, you will just have so much, you can pick the best one, the best fit for you, okay?
Oh, this is the problem with most guys, and this just drives me insane, is guys that have no abundance, just no other options, and clinging on to one girl that is terrible for them for dear life. And then they cope and say like, this is, you know, she's a good girl, she's all right, and they just get treated like shit for years, and they put up with that because they have no other option and they're clinging on for dear life. And the woman knows this, and that's why the woman will treat him so bad, because she can get away with it, because she knows he has no options.
Yeah, you have to remember that. When we make these videos, we're not telling you to run around with your dick out, you know, going crazy, okay? Just being a manslight. You can do that if you want. That is an option and you can do it. Sure, women do it too. It's about abundance and having options, okay? Actually finding the right girl for you, because I can guarantee you, bro, when you start attracting more women, you'll start to realize how mid some of your previous girls were, and it's like, okay, hang on, no, they weren't really doing that much for me. It can get a whole lot better.
And also, these are the guys that say they're loyal because they have no other options. My brother in Christ, you're as loyal as your options. Most likely, if you build up this physique and you've been with a girl from the start, you will attract better women, not only looks-wise, but women that will treat you better, do more things for you, and you will start to question your own loyalty.
And then from that as well, you'll just be more confident in general because you're getting positive feedback from society in general and women, okay? I don't care what anyone else says. Oh, it's all about, you know, self-confidence and believing in yourself. It's all bullshit. That doesn't exist. You are confident as a byproduct of getting positive reinforcement from people. That's why ugly guys aren't confident. That's why guys that are fat aren't confident. They have no reason to be, okay? They're negatively reinforced for literally anything they do, especially making a dating profile and getting 0 results. That is a confidence killer. Do you think you're not going to be confident when you post your photos and you get match after match after match and you're showing your boys, I got like 100 matches, I got like 100 likes. Look at these chicks. I got a blonde, I got a brunette, I got a light skin, and they all want to suck my cock. Do you think you're not going to be confident?
That makes a lifetime imprint on your mentality. If that can just happen to you once, you're set with your confidence levels for life. You will think you are the man forever.
And then it's kind of just like positively reinforcing after that. Because you think you're the man, women look at you, they go, he's confident. There's no chance he's just confident randomly, okay? He's confident for a reason. It's because he's the fucking man, okay? And then you just get into this positive momentum and then you'll be that 5%, okay? It is really that simple. And then you'll get more status as a byproduct of that. You'll have more chicks around you. That means other chicks will want to be around you as well because you've shown proof that you're not like a or like a or something crazy. This is what women think about. Generally, that's what they think about. So when you've got another female there and she's sticking around you, she knows, okay, he's a safe bet. And then men trust you more. Men respect you because they can see you get girls. They don't get girls. Okay, why has that guy got a girl?
And just the main thing is that you will never have to worry about a female again. And this isn't about the women. It's about the fact that you don't have to spend your whole life worrying about women, right? Because recently I've become super business oriented. I spend 15 hours a day just working on what I want to do. If I have to spend any more than a couple of hours a week thinking about what is she texting me back, what if she's seeing other guys, I need a girlfriend, any of that stuff is just useless, wasted space in my brain. And it's not only hindering your dating life, now it's spilling out into other areas of your life and preventing you from just becoming successful in general. And you might be thinking throughout this whole video because, you know, maybe you've just had that negative reinforcement or maybe you've watched too many black pill channels or something, but you might be thinking, I can't do this. I wasn't born for it. I've been on Discord too long. I'm a Reddit moderator. I can't fucking make this transformation. My brother in Christ, this was us. We've been there. We've lived the shit life. I've literally been so, look at my face. That's a circle, bro. I saw 0 results like this. I was out of the game. I wasn't in the market. And then I lent on like things like alcohol, video games, and just living a degenerate life that honestly made me depressed.
And I was the exact same. It doesn't really get worse. Like I was coping with vices. You can see here, I've literally got a tool belt full of beers, and this was my way of coping. Every single weekend, I would just sit with the boys and just drink.
And in terms of just building the physique, I was 35 kilos lighter in this. I was 50 kilos. I was 50 kilos in this photo. And you don't think you can make a transformation. It really just takes a few years of just a little bit of grit, a little bit of cutting out bad habits, a little bit of just focusing in and getting a little bit of tunnel vision in on the gym and your diet, and it can just completely change the whole trajectory of your life. I can't emphasize enough. In these videos, you will live 2 separate lives. I don't even want to think about if I didn't, get on this path, what my life would have looked like. Honestly, it would have been fucked.
And if this video hasn't motivated you, maybe it's not for you, man. Honestly, I think it takes a moment of decision. It takes a moment of action to say, okay, that's enough. I'm fed up with the old life. I don't want to live it anymore. I'm sick of getting 0 results in the dating market, in getting treated poorly in society, okay? Getting negatively reinforced for everything you do. It takes a moment of this, like watching a video like this and saying, okay, I'm doing it, all right? I'm doing it. If you boys want the quickest roadmap to get there, you want to just steal all of our knowledge, our years and years of experience, and you want to connect with some of the other boys that are making transformations like this, get in the school, man. It's less than Netflix, okay? You can either keep getting pity hand jobs from your girlfriend every year, watching Netflix, or you can join the Spartan Protocol today. That's it, guys. I hope you learned a thing or two from this video. Subscribe if you like videos like this, and I will see you in the next one.